Hey there, it has been almost a full week. Actually, it has been over a full week since I put up anything, and that's just because life has been absolutely freaking crazy. And I did film last week, but when I look back and started editing everything together, you guys, it was bad. My phone kept ringing off the hook. There was noise outside from construction. My phone was ringing or dinging or something constantly. It was just bad. Like, it was constant interruptions. I wasn't focused. My head wasn't here with you guys. My head was in 600 different places. So I put my freaking phone on Do Not Disturb so nobody hopefully can get through unless there's a big emergency, and please don't, no big emergencies today. Got that, I've got some water, and I just need to get ready for the day. So it's noon already. I have a couple things I need to do this afternoon, and I just thought it would be fun to kind of sit down and get ready with you guys. My hair, I don't know what I'm thinking of my hair right now. I put some new products in it and it's going kind of everywhere, but we're letting it do its thing today. It's still wet. I very, very much want to cut it again. I think now that it's getting longer, I'm really not liking it wavy longer. Like, I like it short, wavy, but longer. I definitely prefer it straight. So I'm kind of debating, do I cut it and deal with not having ponytails again and having to wear it wavy because it's difficult to straighten when it's shorter and it doesn't look as good straight? Or do I deal with the difficulty of having to like straighten it every single day because my hair is really weird right now. Like, the underside of my hair is straight, the middle is like wavy, and the top layer is like really, really curly. It's just a mess. My hair texture is all over the place right now. So I'm not sure what to do with it. Let me know what you guys think. You've seen me with like way past my bra strap level long hair, and you've also seen me, with my hair when it was freshly cut here. What do you guys like? Let me know. I need some opinions. Just be nice, but I need some help. My eyebrows are already done. Of course, I used my Anastasia Dip Brow in taupe because that's my baby and it like matches my hair just about as good as you can get. And yes, I am still breaking out. Thankfully, it's not as bad. Lowering the dairy and the sugar have definitely helped. I still have a couple old ones that are healing, and then I had these two and this one just pop up. But I also did just have a Red Bull this past Saturday because I was like freaking exhausted, and then these popped up, so I'm almost wondering if the Red Bull's making the breakout. I have no idea. It's very weird right now because in Ohio, when it's supposed to be fall, it's still really hot. It goes from like really, really hot to really, really cold really fast. So today it's 85 degrees out, but it's the middle of September. So I kind of want to do a fall look, but I don't want to do like a super dark lip because it still feels like summer. So I'm going to play around with my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. This is one of my very favorite warm toned fall palettes. But I'm definitely going for a brighter fall look. So I'm taking Tarte Shape Tape and I'm just going to prime my lids with this. My lids are all primed and I'm going in with Chaser as my base. So I kind of wanted to give you guys an update on our Chicago plans. We are still only planning on staying overnight, one night, because again, Chicago is expensive. And I thought I had booked a hotel that was relatively cheap in a good area. And then I read some reviews on the hotel, and by relatively cheap, I mean like $250 a night. Like, that's relatively cheap for Chicago. Then I read some reviews, and as soon as I read the phrase, the hallway smelled like urine and sewer, I was out. Cancel that reservation because I don't do that. I very, very rarely travel. So when I do, I like to do it really nice. I'm trying to save money still, but I do like to do it nice. I am going in with Sauced in my crease. So I looked and looked and looked and compared hotels and compared hotels. And I'm picky on hotels, you guys. I got so spoiled because my mom always booked really nice hotels. So I was looking. Some were like $450, $500 a night, and I'm like, I can't do that. But I found a very, very reasonable rate at a gorgeous hotel. And by very, very reasonable, I still mean more than the other hotel, but and parking's like stupid expensive. Okay, it's an expensive hotel, but it's a very, very nice hotel. We're going to be staying at the Conrad Hotel Chicago. It's a Hilton hotel. It's beautiful. Like this hotel is gorgeous. And it's got like a rooftop restaurant and it's right off of Michigan Avenue. So we're really, really well located. I just thought it would be nice. Me and my husband, we have never gotten away just the two of us since we got married. We've only done trips with our kids, and then it's just like overnights for like Renaissance fair. Nothing really nice. So this is our first actual trip together anywhere alone. We went on trips when we were dating, but again, those were only overnights, and typically they were like group things with like shared houses and not my kind of thing. So I am so, so excited. Gorgeous hotel. I'm going in with cayenne just to darken up that crease a bit. Restaurants. I need suggestions of where to go. I was looking up Korean barbecue places, and almost everywhere doesn't open until 5 o'clock, which is going to be kind of an issue because we're going to have to be at the venue fairly early for the concert. And we're not staying super late the next day. We want to stay most of the next day, but if we didn't leave until like 6 o'clock or so, we won't be home until midnight, and that's kind of pushing it just as far as like driving energy goes. So I'm trying to figure out what to do because I really want to go to a Korean restaurant and I can't find one that doesn't open before 5. So if you guys know of any place, either a standard Korean restaurant, a Korean barbecue restaurant, or even any Asian cuisine really, or Mexican are some of me and my husband's favorites. Or any other restaurant, like if you have a pizza recommendation, any other place that you like love going. If you live in Chicago, that would be even better because I'm not big on like touristy type restaurants and spots. I like to find like local places. By the way, a great, great tip if you are traveling in an area that you're unfamiliar with and you don't want to ask Twitter or don't have time for a response, is find a local policeman. Find just one of the guys who's, just walking the streets, working, etc., or just hanging out, or like I know in a lot of big cities, like in Philadelphia, the police will just like walk around and keep an eye on everything. Ask them for a recommendation because they always know the best reasonable places to go. All right, I'm going to take my fluffy brush again and some more chaser and just kind of soften this up a little bit. But yeah, food recommendations. I need help. And also, if you guys have ever been to the United Center during an event, would you recommend driving there and parking or doing an Uber? Because believe it or not, I've never ridden in an Uber before. I know that sounds crazy, but where I live, it's like Uber's not even that big where I live. So yeah, what's your recommendation? What do you think is best? What do you guys do? So I'm liking this so far. I want something lighter for my inner corner though. So I'm grabbing my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette and I'm just going to grab a little shader brush and I'm going into Primavera. This is just a beautiful gold shade. I'm just popping this on the inner half of my eye. and just blending it into that orange to really brighten it up because it was looking just a little bit too dark. So I've been doing Get Ready With Me's a lot just because it's so easy for me to just sit down and film and talk to you guys while I'm doing my makeup for the day. But what do you guys want to see? Are there any like specific things you guys want to see, like challenges, anything like that? I know some people love challenges and some people are really, really sick of them, but that's something that I can always do if that's something you guys would be interested in. I'm going to pause on my eyes right now and go ahead and move on to my skin. So I'm going to throw stuff all over the place, apparently. I'm going to prime with the Murad Age Reform Invisible Perfecting Shield Broad Spectrum SPF 30 PA Triple Plus. I like this stuff. It's pretty decent. It's very similar in texture to the Smashbox primer. It feels silicone-y, but at the same time, I like that it has a decent SPF in it. I wish it was SPF 50, but then if I could make everything SPF 50, I would. All right, for foundation, I'm going in with the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation. I freaking love this foundation. I'm using the shade Natural. This is normally a little dark on me, but I have been getting more and more sun lately, so it's actually matching like my neck and chest a bit better. So I just like to kind of dot this around and apparently dip my hair into it because it's one of those mornings. And then I like applying this with the Beauty Blender. I've tried it both ways with a brush and with a beauty sponge. I like this sponge better because I find that it helps prevent it from looking cakey at all. Not that this is cakey, but I tend to use a bit of a heavy hand with foundations when I'm using a brush versus blending it out. All right, and I'm using the same Tarte Shape Tape we used earlier. This is in the shade Fair Neutral, which is way too light for me right now. So I just put a tiny bit on. Okay, well, I still put a good bit on just because, you know, purple, major purple under eyes. But then I will use the same beauty blender I did the foundation with and really, really work it in. That way it kind of blends in and just looks lightly highlighted instead of majorly striped underneath my eyes. I'm tired, you guys. I went to bed at like midnight last night. I did not sleep good at all. And then I was up at like 5:30. Yeah, like 5:30, 5:45. So I am kind of dragging today, which I know is like, yeah, you're always tired. We get it. You don't need to hear me complain about how tired I am, but I'm tired. All right, I'm going to take a teensy brush in the It Cosmetics by Pores Pressed because again, I'm obsessed with this powder, and just set underneath my eyes. And I set the sides of my nose as well. And then I just kind of buff the powder out to my cheek area. I can't talk today. Anywhere that is prone to wearing off throughout the day, this foundation is actually fairly matte, so I don't powder it too much. You can still see my breakouts through the foundation. That's because A, I don't apply it thick enough to cover those. If you really want to cover those and get the full coverage effect, you'll definitely want to either apply a second layer or use a brush and go in heavier. And I really don't care. Breakouts happen. I don't care if people see them. It's not a big issue to me. Unless I'm doing like photos for like a big event or something like that, then I care. But otherwise, they're breakouts. They happen. No big deal. All right, so you guys know how I have this Wet n Wild blush brush, and I really liked it for blush. It's good for very concentrated blush, but it's almost a bit too strong for me with applying blush. However, I love this for doing contour, I realized. So I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. And this is perfect because I can use it like this way to sculpt out and then flip it this way to kind of buff everything out. It works really, really well. You guys know I don't tend to super sculpt my cheekbones because my facial structure is already fairly carved. And if I contour too much or use too gray of a contour rather than going with something doubled as a bronzer, something warmer, then I can look really gaunt really fast. But I really, really like this brush for this because it does the job. It does it super fast. And I can actually even contour my nose with this, which I don't normally do. But some days I just want to contour the very tip of my nose. Just when I want a bit more of a defined look. And this does that really, really well. I don't worry about like making my nose look perfectly straight or super thin. I just bring that tip down a little bit so it's just a bit more. And by the way, I love my nose. I would never touch it. Like I got so lucky. Thank you, genetics, for giving me a nose I like. Anyway, highlight or blush, actually blush. I need blush. What am I doing? I am using the Tarte blush in the shade Party. I love this blush. I think it's very pretty. At first when I got it, I was worried it was going to be too light. But this is so nice for those days where you just want a little bit of color, but you don't want it to majorly scream, hey, I put on 3 pounds of blush today. All right, for highlight, last time I was at Ulta, I actually got a sample of this. It's the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator in Gilded Honey. This is beautiful. Like, that is so freaking pretty. It's hard to tell on camera, but it's just beautiful. It's this really swirly gold. It's just gorgeous. I hate to put my finger. Ooh. Oh, it's hard. Oh, okay. I was worried I was going to ruin it by touching into it. Like, it says baked, but I thought it was like a cream. But no, it's actually a solid baked. Ooh. That is, wow, that is gold. Holy cow. Oh, that's pretty though. Okay, yeah, we're going with that today. So I'm just going to grab a little brush. I thought I was gonna have to apply this with my finger, but no. Ooh, okay, that's pretty. It's very glittery, but we all know I don't necessarily mind that one bit. It's pretty though. I like the tone. Like, it looks really gold in the pan, but on your skin it's much more subtle. That's pretty. And yes, I'm putting this down my nose just because I have to. I'm all like, yay, everything orange and gold today. So I'm going to go back to my eyes real quick. I'm going to grab, let's see, I need a brush. I'm going to grab just this little flat shader brush and go back into Primavera in the Modern Renaissance palette. And take that under the front half of my eye. And then taking that same brush, I'm going to go back into the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and I'm going to grab Cayenne on that. And just run that up to meet in that outer corner. There, that's it. Very, very quick. This is one of those eye looks that looks really, really complicated, but is so fast to do. I'm also going to take a small detail brush, if I can find it, and I am going in with Ounce from the Naked Heat palette, and I'm just going to highlight with this. Inner corner and just under that brow. Oh, question, does it bother you guys seeing my mirror right here? Because it's really hard to have my mirror like 2 feet away from me and see what I'm doing. But I also don't want it all like, oh, hi, how you doing? You can only see my nose and my eyes. So I'm kind of like not sure where to have it so I can actually see what I'm doing clearly when I'm doing like get ready with me's and tutorials and stuff like that. So if I'm moving it around a lot, or if you guys prefer seeing it, prefer not seeing it, let me know. Again, comments, that's what they're there for. All right, I'm going to curl my lashes real quick because I've noticed that every time I curl my lashes after I do liner, my liner goes away and disappears, and then I have to redo my liner, and it's just a time-consuming pain in the butt. So we're curling our lashes and then doing our liner now because it's 2018 and this makes things much, much easier. All right, so for the liner today, of course, I'm using my absolute favorite. This is my Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper. This is my go-to when I want just a quick, clean black eyeliner and I don't want to have to screw around with like felt tips or anything. Though I have noticed lately in the newer samples I've gotten and ones I've picked up that the formula seems more sheer than it used to. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the formula changed or what's going on, but it doesn't seem quite the same. Okay, so you know it's going to be a fairly good day when you can get your wings that close. I mean they're pretty much fairly different, but they're in the same general position. I mean that's a win, you guys. All right, I'm going in with my Benefit Roller Lash, which is still like my favorite mascara. All right, so all we have left to do are the lips, and I'm not sure what I want to do, so give me a second while I go dig through my lipstick collection. Okay, that actually took less time than I thought. I actually need to pick up some new lip products. Most of my collection was purchased during the whole everything matte phase. And now that, thank goodness, glossy lips are becoming more popular again, I don't have as many different shades of products in gloss or like softer finishes than I do mattes, but I have like every shade of everything in mattes. So I am going to have to use matte product today, but I am using it over just a lip balm, so hopefully that will soften it up a bit. I'm using the Nude Sticks Intense Matte Lip and Cheek Pencil in the shade Belle. This is beautiful. I think it will pair nicely with the eye look as well. And I like that this color is really, really soft. So with the slightly stronger eye, it won't make things look too harsh. All right, guys, and here is the finished look. I'm very happy with how it turned out. It's very comfortable. It's very daytime appropriate, even though I'm not big on the whole appropriate for certain times kind of makeup, because I will and have worn like full lashes, glitter, purple lipstick to the drugstore before. But I think it is really, really nice for kind of transitioning into fall and warmer colors and just kind of easing out of summer bright poppy neons and super light shades into something a bit more neutral. And I've been kind of loving neutrals lately just because it makes it easier to get dressed. Because if I'm wearing bright purple, bright green, bright, I don't know, pink eyeshadow, then I kind of have to look at my clothes and go, okay, I need something that's going to either go with this or complement it in a way. But with this, I can kind of wear anything because neutral kind of goes with everything. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to get out of this phase very quickly. I promise you. You'll probably only see like 2 neutral looks before like I have bright green eyeshadow on again, just because that's how I roll. All right, so I hope that you guys like this chatty style kind of get ready with me. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you want to get notified, you can also click that little bell down next to the subscribe button, and hopefully YouTube will let you guys know when I put up a new video. You can also keep up with me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. I am pretty much everywhere, and all the links for those are down below. And I often go on Twitter rants, and they can be fun. Plus, I post like all kinds of random BTS gifs and all kinds. I go real crazy on Twitter, so that's kind of a fun place to follow me at. If you guys have any questions, comments, or just want to say hi, I would love to hear from you down in the comments below. And don't forget to give me your recommendations for restaurants I should check out in Chicago. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye.